India and Slovak Republic have a strong relationship. There have been high-level engagement. The Indian president was in Slovak Republic earlier this year. With me is the ambassador of Slovak Republic to talk about this relationship and many more things. So welcome to WION. And my first question to you is about the evolution of the relationship between India and the Slovak Republic since your country got independence way back in 1993.
Thank you, Sidhant, very much for inviting me to WION for the interview. It's a great pleasure and honor for me. I would like to say the Indo-Slovak relations are going a little bit back and beyond 1993, the year you have mentioned of our independence. In 1938, your first ever Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru, with his daughter Indira Gandhi have met in Slovakia with my first ever Minister of External Affairs, Vladimir Klementis, of the first Czechoslovak government. And they have very good discussion in Bratislava at the Hviezdoslava Square. The municipality of Bratislava, of the capital, has built up a special plaque and commemorative plaque for this event, saying that this plaque is for our Indian friends. In 2022, when the Russian invasion started in Ukraine, we have been evacuating from eastern part of the Slovakia, from the airport Košice, 1,400 Indian students, and we have gave them the open passage. And this was very friendly gesture of Slovakia. So I would like to say that this friendship and very good and open relations are continuing up to now. By the way, there is a very intensive political dialogue between our foreign external affairs ministers. Dr. Jaishankar has traveled in 2022 in summer into Slovakia and for his working trip, and that was first ever visit of Indian Foreign Affairs Minister to Slovakia during our independence. Since that time, our external affairs ministers have met 5 times, and not just met, but they already have discussed the issues of the interest. But as you correctly said at the very beginning, Madam Draupadi Murmu has visited Slovakia. It was the historical visit in April this year. I can say that it was after 29 years. And again, it has just confirmed our strong bonds which we are having with India. There are also so many other events, like very frequent dialogue by the Ministry of Economies, where we have organized 2 joint commission meetings in the last 3 years on the economy, and we also had the political consultations. So I would say the engagement between Slovakia and India is very intensive, and I think has a bright future.
So let's now break down to various aspects of the relationship. How do you see cooperation in sectors like education, science and technology? And when it comes to education as well, Indian students have been going across the world. How much they are keen, or the facilities they can get in Slovakia, in the Slovak Republic?
Regarding the education, in April this year, we had a high-leveled and high-powered delegation from Slovakia, headed by State Secretary from the Ministry of Education of Slovakia, who brought 14 universities. And we have been having our own stall in Dwarka at the education fair. So we are so happy there have been so much interaction between Slovak and Indian universities. Slovakia is a quite competitive country, and I would say that your students are enjoying the very good welcome from the Slovak government. We are having around 30 universities. Those are public, private, or state, and They're starting from the areas of the mechanical engineering up to medicine and also science. There are some other areas. So roughly we are having as of now around 700 students from India and Slovakia, but we are issuing much more students visa this year, so this number will be continuously rising.
Mm-hmm. Cooperation, perhaps exchanges in areas like culture or perhaps tourism as well. Your country is really beautiful if you Google the pictures, if you check on YouTube. And clearly, it had a lot of tourism potential when it comes to Indians as well, at a time when Indian tourists form an important component of the global tourism bazaar. So, if you can perhaps talk about the cultural exchanges, the people to people exchanges, the tourism potential.
Let me first use this opportunity to congratulate to India to get Diwali into the UNESCO intangible heritage on human, which also the Slovakia has contributed a lot because we had a high delegation in India last week, headed by State Secretary from the Ministry of Culture. So the Slovakia was also behind this success. Slovakia is a land of the many opportunity, and in Slovakia you can get everything, literally for everybody, starting from mountains, the high Tatra or low Tatra. There are numbers of the natural springs. And there are also a number of the castles which are good for visit. We are also largest per capita country regarding the castles concerned, and some of them are converted into hotels. Some of them are still the ruins, but definitely Slovakia is a good place to visit, and there are many UNESCO heritage sites. So from the tourism up to visiting of the various sites, I mean, Slovakia offers really everything for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Everything for everybody. And many, of course, will be keen on the trade potential. How much is the trade and investment relationship between the two countries, and how much it can grow?
I am pleased to say that in 2024 was very fruitful in our business relations. The business first time crossed 1 billion euros. In fact, we are talking about 1.3 billion euros. This year, this trend will continue, and I'm sure about the statistics, which is right, and we'll be getting the trade around the 1.8 billion euros. So there are some traditional commodities which Slovakia supplies to India, and there is some new basket of the commodities and new perspective for the Slovakia. If I say about the traditional commodities, we have to talk about the automobile industry, we have to talk about levies industry, and we are talking about defense, electronics, and other areas. But to be trendy, we are naturally in basket number 2. We are exploring the possibilities in the cyber security. We are achieving the good results in the area of the disaster management, the helping India to preventing the climate changes, and green energy is naturally the other area where we are concentrating on.
Mm-hmm. So, what are the opportunities that exist for Indian businesses in Slovakia and for the Slovakian businesses here in India? India is one of the largest markets, one of the largest economies. And when it comes to Slovakia, it can be perhaps a place from where the Indians can look forward to going into the larger European Union. So, if you can talk about both sides.
Well, I can talk about the both sides, and Slovakia is also a good place for Indian investors, and we have been opening the new policy for Indian investors, but not just for Indian investors. It's a general policy on investments. There are a number of investors already in Slovakia, starting from Jaguar Land Rover or Tassel or Mittal Arcelor or Zomato. There are a number of them. There are dozens of the investors, and attracting the others. Still, we feel the Jaguar Land Rover is the biggest one, is a 1.4 billion euros investment in Slovakia. As far as the policy on the incentive is concerned, we are having the organization called SARIO, which is the organization supporting trade and investments. It would be, I would suggest to the Indian potential investors to contact SARIO, and they can be instrumental in informing about the possibilities of investing in Slovakia in the way of recommending the industrial parks or selecting the best location, the liaisoning with the municipal authorities, then the informing about the labor laws in the Slovakia, and also the working out the incentives program together with the Ministry of Economy, which is jointly supportive and responsible for this area. If I take it other way around, I am pleased to tell you that Slovak investors are also participating on the investment process in India. We are having a huge investment in Orissa in the railways industry, and as well as in the West Bengal, same in the railways industry. Talking about the green technology, Slovakia has an investment plant in the Uttar Pradesh for the production of the ethanol and the biofuel, and also this plant has been already commissioned, and now we are looking for another locality for the new investment, which most probably will be Madhya Pradesh. So Slovakia and Slovak investors are starting to view India in a different way. Earlier, and 3-4 years ago, they have seen their economical interest in the radius of 600 kilometers, but now they go beyond that. And because of India is very attractive by its growth potential, by the middle class, which is growing year by year, and also by the many areas which are opening just now, like a nuclear energy, So this all is attracted by the Slovak companies and enterprises. So I'm pleased that having them more and more coming to India.
And what's your perspective on the India-EU FTA? Because the announcement was made earlier this year that there will be a conclusion very soon. Talks have been going on as well. So as an important country in the European Union, what's your view on what is the future for the FTA?
Well, first of all, is the most important, there is a political willingness from both sides, from Prime Minister Modi and from President Ursula von der Leyen. So there is a political willingness to conclude the FTA earliest as possible. I'm not sure about the ambition to conclude FTA by the end of the year, but there is the EU-India summit prepared by the end of the January. And naturally, it would be fantastic if we could conclude this some comprehensive FTA by the end of January. I'm also following and Slovakia supports very much the conclusion of the balanced and mutually beneficial FTA. Also, the chemistry between two main negotiators, who is the Marian Šefčovič, Euro Commissioner for Trade and Economic Security, and Honorable Piyush Goyal, Minister of Commerce and Industry. chemistry works very much, and they have been meeting very often, and I hope that this will also help to conclude the FTA at the earliest, which will be beneficial for all the parties. For Slovakia, is very much on the table the export of the ready-made cars to India, because Slovakia is largest per capita personal cars producers. We produce the 1.2 million cars per year, although we are the 5 million population and size of Punjab. But it would be good gift also for your consumers if you could reduce the import duties, taxes, duties, and levies and fees, and your consumers could get the cars from the Slovak production cheaper than they are getting now.
And your country is one of the largest producer of cars.
Yes, we are largest producer of the personal cars, and if you see on the streets the Porsche Cayenne or Touareg, those cars are for sure from Slovakia.
Now going to your region, sir, 2022 was a year that shook Europe because of the war in Ukraine. Your country borders Ukraine. Your country played a key role when it comes to the evacuation of Indian nationals. But my question to you is, how has the war in Ukraine security architecture for your country and perhaps for Europe as well?
Well, you know, it has impacted not just Slovakia, but all other countries in the region and all the world around. I mean, Slovakia was very much consistent in this war, and we clearly said from very beginning that we are talking about invasion of Russia into Ukraine. We also said very clearly at the very beginning who is aggressor and who is victim. We are saying now there is no military solution to this conflict, and that's why we have been advocating for diplomacy and dialogue. Here is our policy very much aligned with the Indian policy. And we appreciate the 28-point program of the United States. And so we say that all the parties should be involved in the negotiation. And we hope the war will be end soon. And naturally, there will be some bright future ahead of us. But as far as the cooperation with Ukraine, you also have been interested on this issue. We do with Ukraine a lot of projects, especially cross-border projects. And in the meantime, there have been 3 joint commission meetings on the prime minister level held, and they have been cooperation involving especially in the electricity. We are supplying, by the way, also to Ukraine the gas by reverse flow. We are working very much in demining projects in Ukraine with our own demining equipments, Božena, which are doing a great job there. So also we are working very much on the including of the Ukrainian nationals to Slovak community. By the way, Ukrainians are largest working force in Slovakia. 50,000 Ukrainians are working in the industry as of now. And during the conflict, more than 1.5 million Ukrainians passed the Slovak border. So around 150,000 Ukrainians are living in Slovakia as of now, and we are trying to assimilate them into Slovak society.
Any diaspora, Indian diaspora in Slovakia, Slovak Republic?
There is a diaspora. I am pleased that my consular department has been increased personnel-wise and supported personnel-wise. We have much more consuls than before. We are issuing much more visa than before, which has very positive impact on the diaspora, which is rising there. I suppose around 10 to 12,000 Indians are living in Slovakia as of now. This year, we have issued around 6,000 permits for the temporary stay in Slovakia. So this number will be rising. Talking about the culture, Upanishads has been translated in the Slovak language, first time in the history, which also has been mentioned by the regular speech of the Prime Minister Modi in his Man Ki Baat message. And this has also a positive influence, and it is positive influencing our mutual relationship.
Sir, I know you speak Hindi. So if you can speak something in Hindi for our viewers.
I was lucky to be a postgraduate diplomat student at Indian Institute of Foreign Trade in 1991. It was my first entry into this lovely and colorful country. And thanks to my stay in India, I have picked up some basic Hindi, which I can't say I'm fluent, but I call it like Kharab Hindi. I call Mera Hindi Kharab hai. I'm using to say. But definitely I can say to our viewers, Bharat mere liye dusra ghar jaisa hai. Mera dil to half Hindustani hai. Or आपके क्या उम्र है भाई साहब?
मैं अपनी उम्र नहीं बताऊंगा पर my question to you is you also went to Kumbh Mela as well and your picture went viral as well. Tell us about your India experience, about the various places, and perhaps little bit on your story as well. You said you came to India in 90s, early 90s. So perhaps something you want to talk about your journey in India earlier?
I came to India first time in 1991. I have done my postgraduate diploma study from Indian Institute of Foreign Trade at IFT. It was a fantastic experience and first touch with India and Indian people. Then somehow we coming and keep coming to India. We have been attaching to India for some other posting, and then I was also director of the company, a Slovak company in India. We used to have the office in Le Méridien Commercial Tower. That was our second journey through India, and then I became the trade commissioner from 2004 to 2009. Then I was pleased to get the message I will be becoming ambassador to India from 2022, and we really spent a good time in India, and that is connected to the children because our children have been growing here. They both went to British school and they made great contacts with their friends, either those were Indians or foreigners, but we really live a fantastic time. I am using my Hindi because that is opening the door to many areas, and to speak to Indian people makes me happy. That is somehow pushing me in this country to stay here longer and longer. And I appreciate the Indian personal warmth and smile and very good relations which are lasting for the years, because when we just returned from Slovakia after 15 years of break, then we have discovered the many friends which we just left here in the past. So I'm so happy, and we have the good journey in this country, and it's my privilege to be an ambassador of Slovakia in India.
Mm-hmm. On that note, thank you so much, sir, for speaking to WION. It was lovely speaking to you to know about your country, but also about yourself as to how your India journey started. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.